Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Now, today is a very important day for business and all South Africans. At 2 p.m. in Cape Town, Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene will be delivering his very first budget speech. And of course, it's the annual budget that will be broadcast live on SABC too. So that's this afternoon at 2 o'clock. But Ayanda Ali Payne is down in Cape Town because she's got various sectors from South Africa's economy just to chat about what they hope the budget will hold for them. So let's cross over to her now to introduce her panel and the guests that she's going to be chatting about to find out what their expectations are from this year's annual budget, which many are saying is probably the country's most important in the last 10 years. Let's cross over to Ayanda now.
Thank you very much, Valen. And yes, you are quite right. Good morning to you once again. And just a side note, over and above what you've just mentioned, the name Nhlanhla actually means luck in isiZulu. So I suppose that the finance minister, along with careful planning and consideration, that meticulous attention to detail, may need just a tad bit of luck to satisfy and appease the wide ranges of interests and people who are looking towards the budget speech. Everybody wanting to know what's in it for me and how will it affect me. So perhaps he'll need to live up to his name a little bit. But yes, Labour. There's been talk of national minimum wage, Valen. We know also the personal income tax may affect workers if that is increased. There's also then the e-tolls and a possible answer to that, the fuel levy increase. And possibly those who are looking towards that as a solution may welcome such information. And then we also have, of course, the fact that it is an opportune time to see a fuel levy because we've experienced quite a nice decline in the price for petrol. So perhaps an easy way out there. State-owned enterprises, they're of course looking for a bailout. Should they get one? Should they not? If so, how much? That's also a point to look at. The budget deficit remains problematic. It is a serious cause for concern. So you can just imagine the wide ranges of interests that are focused on this particular budget speech. Government spending also coming to the fore. You'll remember that story on the consultants and how much government is spending on consultants. So definitely one to look out for. But let's hear from our panelists today and see what their particular interests are in the budget today and what they're hoping to hear. I'm joined by Bongani Mbindwane. He's a businessman and is a mining analyst. We also have Keith Engel, the Deputy CEO in the Institute of Tax Professionals, along with Matthew Parks from Cosatu Parliamentary Office. Gentlemen, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Bo, in recent history, we've seen a little bit of instability in the mining sector with the protests and some demands for radical changes and transformation in that industry. What's on your wish list to try and bring some sort of reprieve?
Well, I mean, the minister does not have much that he really has room on insofar as mining operations are concerned. We don't expect the minister to announce any matters related to labor, be it minimum wages and so forth. But we also want to see what the minister may do in terms of taxes related to, bad air emissions and so forth. If those taxes are imposed not just for motor cars but for industry as well, that may affect the bottom line. But in general, we are very lucky in South Africa that South Africa has a very open budget process. So we are spoiled from the medium-term budget policy statement to the internal governing party activities, be it the Lekgotla, the January state statement, that it really informs us what is likely to happen today. We're
going to delve a little deeper in the issues, but I just quickly want to introduce you so the viewers know what they can expect. Keith, what are you hoping to hear?
Well, there's what am I hoping, what am I expecting? I think everybody's expecting a tax increase. The question is where they're going to put it. Knowing Treasury, they don't like putting all their eggs in one basket. They typically like to spread the pain around, and unfortunately, personal income tax is a good target. What do I hope? What I hope is that we have a little bit of short-term pain for long-term gain. At the end of the day, if we increase the tax, it's going to hurt, but we don't want a credit down rating, and that is worse than anything we could possibly have. So, unfortunately, we have to bear the pain now.
And spread it out. Matthew, very quickly, what would you hope the minister will say?
Well, for us, the most important thing is unemployment. We have 35% unemployment. It's an unsustainable ticking time bomb. And whatever government does must be geared towards that. What we saw in October's medium-term budget statement was austerity. And yet our economy is still in the fragile doldrums right now. Our position is that you can't take off your foot from the accelerator whilst you're still climbing the hill, wait till we overcome that hill. Then we can start slowing state expenditure. And we've seen real cuts in state expenditure. And it's based upon the poor, and we're against that completely.
Well, on that analogy, let's leave it right there, and we'll take a closer look at those issues that have been highlighted in just a moment. Right now, it's back to you in Johannesburg.